Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? I just wanted to check in real quick. It starts week 4 of Disulfiram today, and I feel it's hard to tell you how I feel because, I feel still really shitty, but I have little glimpses of moments in my treatment where I can, do things. Like right now, I can talk really well. Every day for the last week, I've gone on a walk in the morning. It's usually only about maybe 5-10 minutes. I get maybe a quarter of a mile, if that. It's just enough to walk around my cul-de-sac and back with the dog. But that has really been helping me to just feel a little bit more calm in my head. Yesterday, I had enough energy to make 4 dozen mini muffins for my husband's office meeting today. I haven't been able to do that in a really long time, so I'm thankful for that. It was exhausting, and I have muscles that hurt so bad today from being on my feet for just like an hour or two. So I know that it's going to be a long road ahead in terms of energy. Just overall mitochondria repair, because that's where a lot of that dysfunction comes from. I have some hormone testing that I'm going to be going to do, hopefully this week or next. It is for thyroid and estrogen, prolactin, like all the regular hormones, testosterone. They're going to test everything because the way with my energy, so they've already ruled out my thyroid is struggling in terms of I've got nodules on my thyroid, but my thyroid levels, for the most part, my TSH was within normal limits. So they want to run some more extensive tests on the thyroid. They think that it might have something to do with it. Other than that, though, it's really going to be more about just going through my treatment for Disulfiram, finishing that up over the next 6 months, and then seeing where things land. I just found out that my Lyme literate doctor, he's moved twice in the last year and a half. He's decided now to branch off on his own and open his own clinic. So I'm really excited for that. I hope that that means that we'll get better care with him. Not that we weren't getting better care before. I mean, he's amazing. We literally sit for 2 to sometimes 3 hours and just talk about my symptoms, why they're happening, the science behind it. Sometimes, well, a lot of the time we get into the politics of Lyme and we bitch about the CDC. I mean, I love my doctor and I love the time that we get to spend with him. I do feel like in the last few appointments, though, that his bedside manner or whatever has just been a little bit shorter, rushing through some of the appointments and missing some things, which isn't normal for him. But I get it. You know, the world is crazy right now, and I'm sure that with everything going on, he probably has the extra burden of dealing with other patients that are very sick and potentially scared too. So, but yeah, anyway, I digress. Disulfiram. I am doing a dose increase this week. I'm going to tread very lightly on this because every time I do a dose increase, it stirs everything up really bad in my brain to the point where I have been in intensive therapy twice a week for the last 2-3 weeks now, because one of the biggest side effects that I'm struggling with the treatment is the emotional detox. So as the Disulfiram is working its way through the blood-brain barrier and killing off the bacteria that's up there. Sorry, I'm very disassociated today and foggy. Give me a second. I'm sorry. It's so weird how this happens sometimes. Oh, okay. So Disulfiram for Lyme. Oh, and that's part of the other thing too, is that I've got really bad memory problems. A lot of it's from the neural Lyme. So um, I think that's a lot of the reason why I ramble on a lot of my videos. Anyway, I digress again. Disulfiram for Lyme, week 4. It's very intense. Dose increase. There we go. Thank you. Yes, I talk to my brain. So it causes a lot of emotional detoxing. I've been in therapy for twice a week now, both in with my therapist and I've been using like an online therapy platform too called BetterHelp. It's still very new to me, so I'm still learning my way around the BetterHelp system, but it's like a membership you pay for, and then you get unlimited access to therapists in your that may not be in your area, but they specialize in what your issues are. So for me, a lot of that is PTSD, trauma, etc. So my in-person therapist specializes in a lot of that stuff, but I needed some additional help that was kind of out of her scope. So I found this other program. You pay like a monthly membership, and then you can either text or video chat with your therapist. So it's kind of cool. It's definitely helping. I'm journaling every day. That's really been helping a lot. Because a lot of times for me, while I'm going through Disulfiram, my brain gets so scrambled. My thoughts get so like all over the place. And it's like there's multiple like thoughts happening at the same time, and there's like not a proper channel for them to all go through. So journaling helps me to get some of that out. I'm still dealing with a little bit of nerve pain in my feet, but it's getting much better than what it was. If anyone is interested in wanting to do the Disulfiram, if you decide with your doctor that you're able to do it and you want to move forward, I definitely would recommend getting the DSM or the DHM, dihydromycin. I'm saying that wrong, but I'll post a picture of the bottle of the medicine it's a supplement. It's like a rescue medication that helps to block some of the effects of if you accidentally ingest like alcohol or fermented food or vinegar or whatever. That in itself has been a really big saving grace for me, regardless of whether I eat what's good for the diet or the protocol or whatever. If I eat those approved foods, I still get that sick feeling. So when I take the rescue medicine, I take it twice a day now. I take it once with breakfast, and then I take it again like after my Disulfiram. I'll take it usually around 3 when I have my afternoon snack to take my rest of my meds. That has helped significantly. I'm struggling still with some dehydration issues, so I'm not really sure what we're going to do about that. I can't drink Gatorade, Pedialyte, Powerade. All of that crap is really not good for you anyway, but for me, my body doesn't tolerate it very well. What else? I've been drinking a lot of water. I have been drinking a lot of water. I have to drink regular water right now. I can't drink, like, normally I'll do the high alkaline purified water, but I can't drink that right now because it it has high amounts of trace minerals or something in it. I don't quite know, but it makes me feel very weird. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm overall sleeping better, but I think that's because I'm forcing myself into this routine. So if those of you that are curious, I'll make a separate video about that. But my routine basically starts at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm usually pretty tired by the end of the day and ready to go to bed. Like, I think we went to bed at 8 o'clock last night, and I slept almost through the whole night except to get up and pee. So that's a bonus. I haven't had that in a really long time. I hope that's a part that continues. Yeah, so that's really all I got right now. I'm rambling. I'm a bit foggy. I need to go and make breakfast and take my meds. Part of my routine is, making sure that gets done before 8 o'clock in the morning. So far, I've been really, really good about keeping to my routine and getting things done when they need to. I've also been doing detox twice a day. I did post some videos about that before. Doing detox with coffee enema in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I do the infrared sauna. So I'm doing that twice a day. On good days, when I have enough energy and time, I will also try to do an Epsom salt bath before I go to bed. So, but I don't do that quite often where I do all three, because the next day usually I'm laid up in bed for a while. I really hope this upswing keeps up. I'm trying not to get myself too hopeful. Every time I have gotten myself really hopeful on any treatment in the last 2 years of treating Lyme has always kind of like come back and hit me in the face. So I'm really trying not to get too hopeful until it's been at least a few months of consistent like improvements, but I am trying to keep an optimistic outlook as well. Um, I don't want to say I felt better now than I felt in a really long time, but I definitely feel a sense of normalcy in my body, at least, that I haven't felt in a while. I don't know really what that means, but I guess like reflecting on the last year, 2 years, a year ago, this time in June, I had a mini stroke. I was in the hospital. I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't talk. So yeah, I think I'm getting better in terms of where I was from then to now. It's going to be a process. Anyone that is newly diagnosed with Lyme or co-infections or chronic illness, autoimmune disease, things like that, it takes time for your body to heal. Like, you have to remember where you are in your life. I didn't get diagnosed with Lyme disease until I was in my 30s. So my body has had this whole time to cause problems and havoc with the disease that it didn't ask for and didn't know how to deal with. So anyway, I'm doing a lot of inward looking, a lot of therapy work. I feel like a lot of that is incredibly crucial for treatment with Disulfiram. It is not one for the faint of heart. I spent the first week probably crying my eyes out and begging God to kill me, because I was in so much physical pain. I was in so much emotional pain that I was just like, there's no way that I'm going to survive even 1 month on this medication, let alone 4. But here I am, almost 1 month in. Week 4 is starting today. So I've been at 125 milligrams. That's my dose. My dose is made by a compound pharmacy, so it has like a slower release than the tablets, I guess. So for me, I take 125, but it's a slow release. And I started with like every other day. That was too much, and then we dropped it down to like every 3 to 4 days. Then we built up to taking it every day. So I've been taking 125 every day for 2 weeks now. And now I seem to be tolerating it really well, to the point where like my herxes are very minimal the last week. I've been dealing with some fatigue and some brain fog, but nowhere near compared to where it was 4 weeks ago. So that tells me that it's time to increase. The way that my doctor has it set up is that we're going to increase this week to 250. So we're going to double the dose. We're going to do 250 every other day with 125 in between. We'll see how that goes. If it's too much, we'll scale back. And then we'll just keep going until we get to 500. We may not get to 500, but we're going to try. We're going to give it all we got. This is all we got. This is one life. And we're going to do everything we can. So my time's almost up. I got to run. I hope everyone has a great day. Mwah. I love you all.